Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be my part 2 of the video, can you race the RTR LOSI Truggy. So we had a recent race on February 21st. We had 3 classes, short course, Truggy, and e-buggy. We ran 2 qualifiers, 2 mains, and the qualifiers were 5 minutes each, and the mains were 8 minutes. And the reason why is because we had four e-buggies, or e-truggies, sorry, e-truggies, and then 1 nitro truggy. So just to make it fair, I wasn't really too sure how long I was gonna last on 1 tank of fuel based on my tune, and I was able to get at least 8.5 minutes. I probably could get 9 by the time I popped up the fuel lid and just see there was a lot of fumes in there, just lightly blue from the nitro. So I maybe could have pushed for a 9-minute main. We'll try that next time. But yeah, so far, I mean, this thing is stock. Wheels are still stock. The engine is stock. I did convert it into the bump box, the lower engine mounts, and got rid of the back plate, so there's no pull start on it. Let me take these off real quick. As you can see, it's dirty. Get rid of that. So, stock engine. I swapped out the servos to the K powers, the 368 high voltage servos. They've been working really good. Camber link, I did upgrade that to the 3.0 version of it, so I could adjust my camber. Lifey, got a Lifey battery. What else? Everything else is pretty much stock. Transponder, of course, needed a race. So yeah, with the fuel, use the 20% nitro race and 9% oil. This combination of the Dynamite 28 and the nitro works well for me. I'm not too good at tuning at this point, but I could say that I did not have 1 flame out throughout the qualifiers and the mains. The first 2 qualifiers, let's see, looking on live RC, you could go to barnstownrctrack.liverc.com to look at the stats. First qualifier, Truggy. So five Truggies, all of them were electric except for mine. I placed 3rd, 8 laps, and that was 5 minutes 12 seconds. From first position, I was 1 lap behind. Chris Barnes had a 10 scale mini Truggy, the ET410, and that thing is pretty badass. So my fastest lap was a 34.2, and my average lap was 39 seconds. And let's see, that was the first one. So I stayed pretty consecutive. I started in 2nd position, but then I dropped down to 5th for 2nd lap, and then in the 3rd one I moved up 4th. So I was in 4th place up to 3rd, 4th, and then I dropped down a position, went 5th on the 5th lap, and then back 4th on the 6th lap, and then 4th on the 7th, and then on 8th I came up on 3rd. So that was the first qualifier. Going to the 2nd Truggy qualifier, let's see, 3rd, I was able to do 9 laps at 9 minutes 25 seconds, behind 11 seconds from first position. My fastest lap was 32, so I was getting a little bit quicker for my fastest lap. These tires, they're not the best from being stock, not that much grip, but however, since we had like a winter storm, I live in Texas, the track was damped. It was pretty good. I mean, mud was flying everywhere. Like there's a big chunk of mud right here, still dried rock. I think it was pretty cool. It was pretty good for the track. Typically, it's really dry, and you know we have to wet it every round. But I was able to get a little bit of faster time over time throughout the qualifiers in the main. So fastest lap for the second qualifier was 32.1. Average was at 36.1. Was average top 5, 33.08. So let's see where I was at. Started at third position. First lap, kept it at third. Second, bumped up to second position. Third lap, second position. And then possibly made a mistake because I dropped from third to fourth, all the way down fourth and fifth lap. So on the fifth lap, I was on fourth. I came in fourth on the sixth lap, and then I was bumped up third place on seventh lap, and then kept it at third place throughout the ending of the race. So that was the second qualifier. So yeah, so after, you know, I didn't even have really time because everybody was on Truggy, so I didn't have time to tune in. I just bump box started, got it going, you know, maybe just tweaked the low speed a little bit. Did not have a perfect tune. I'm pretty sure this could probably rev up a little bit higher and maybe gain a little bit more torque. I'm still on the stock muffler. I did swap it out to the I changed it to the Nova Rossi, the 99009, I believe, but it was just too loud. I don't think it's the right one. It's made for a buggy, so it wasn't the right pipe. So I just went back to the stock, I guess the black Dynamite exhaust. So, you know, maybe lost a little bit of torque. But did not have a flame out throughout those qualifiers. So going into the first, the first main, started out in what, second position? No, sorry, third. Started out in third position. Looks like I went down on the first lap, all the way down to fifth. Second lap, I was still in fifth, and then I went back up on the fourth lap, back to third, kept it consistent. Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Around ninth lap, I bumped up into second place onto the 10th lap and kept it consistent. So second place, pretty happy with that. But it looks like, yeah, I made a mistake between the first, second, and third lap, and then I was able to climb back up from fourth. And then up to 10th lap, I was able to make second place. So let's see. I was able to complete 14 laps under 8 minutes and 19 seconds. I was behind 1 lap from first place. Fastest lap was at 32.4. Average lap is at 35.6. Top 5, 33.0. So, you know, making progress on the second main. And then our double main, our second main, let's see, we pretty much stayed consistent. So Chris Barnes was first throughout the whole lap by lap position grid. I was second, kept it consistent. I think at this point, everyone had good grip. No accidents. We kept it really clean. Third place, Mark, he pulled all the way through third at the end, and then Mark L, he came through fourth all the way through to the end. So let's see, I came in podium second, overall second, 14 laps, 8 minutes 11 seconds. I was behind 2 laps from first place. Fastest lap at 31.7. Average 35.1. Top 5 average 32.4. So overall, you know, I came in second place, podium second. I'm happy, man. Like I beat I beat 3 e-buggies, um, 3 e-buggies, and I was able to get second place. And you know, their e-buggies were a little bit better. I mean, maybe they drove theirs a little bit more than mine. This is my first, will this be my first race? No, my second race. My first race, I actually, what happened? The output drive, the grub screw came out from the front and the back. So I had to add some Loctite. It was just spitting freely from the out drives. That was kind of crazy. So I called it. I was like, hey, I wasn't able to reach this screw, the grub screw in the front. It's difficult, not like this one where it's kind of exposed in the back. You could see it back over here, but yeah, that was my first time racing. Didn't even finish. That was pretty crazy. But the second race, you know, prepped it up a little bit more, made sure I had it Loctite, went in, you know, checked every screw, I cleaned it up, added a little bit of, you know, lube to some parts. What else did I do? Maybe change a little bit of the camber from the front. Ride height, I may have changed it a little bit before I actually went out racing. You know, I just messed around with the setup in my garage and just drove it around my my front street. And yeah, so overall I'm happy, man. If anyone's looking to get into racing, maybe like a first time nitro, a really, I would say a good platform, the LOSI RTR Truggy, or you can maybe go with the buggy version. This one's $399. The buggy version is $349. Comes with the radio. I updated my radio using the DX5C from Spektrum. I like this radio better than the stock one. You know, stock one doesn't have a display. This one does. You have 5 channels. You could program up to I think it's like maybe 15 cars, maybe even more. I like the feeling. It feels good. The trigger, it's not bad. Oh, what I did was on my trims, I just brought it down just a little bit, and I was able to give it enough throttle. When I go 100% throttle, it's not gonna spin out on the corners. That was one thing that was messing me up on my first race. I was just kind of coming out of the corner, you know, brake or slowing into the corner, and then, you know, adding the throttle, and then I'll just see the back end just kick out, and you know, that would cost me a position and time on the track. So just bring down your trims on your the trim on your throttle, and that would definitely help out. So yeah, I would recommend upgrading the radio, upgrade your tires for sure. You don't have to do the bump box. I just find it a little bit easier, and I had one, so you know, might as well. Servos, definitely upgrade the servos. The stock ones, the 609 Spektrum, are crap. They're super slow. Let's see if I don't know if I have battery in here. These servos are not the fastest, but they're gonna be, if you just upgrade them to, you know, just upgrade your servo. Yeah, so if you could upgrade your servos, I would suggest running at 20% VP. The nitro race car fuel, that works really good. Like I said, no flame outs. I believe I'm running a Traxxas plug, and it's been working pretty fine. Oh, and maybe a air filter cover. So as you can see, I just had a homemade air filter cover. I'm probably just gonna buy one soon. But there's the servos. And for this one, I have an e-buggy, the RCA B3.1E from Team Associate. I'm gonna spend more money on that one because that's a race platform. This one's a RTR, but I just wanted to show that you could race this one. And if there's anything that's gonna break in the future, I'll go ahead and maybe replace it with the kit version from TLR. So if a servo arm cracks or break, I'll just use the kit one. If this seems to break in the future, I'll replace it with the metal kit one. You know, shock caps, you know, I'll probably just replace maybe the whole shocks with the kit version. Definitely go through all your screws if you plan to race or even bash too. Just make sure that they're tight or add Loctite. This is the two grub screws that that came undone when I was racing my first race. That seemed to loosen up because of the vibration, and you know, I was getting two-wheel drive. Tighten that one up, and then the same thing happened to the front, so I wasn't able to get to the top one in time. I would have had to, you know, take all these 3 screws out and maybe this anchorman arm, but there you go, it's buzzing. Yeah, so and then if you can learn to get a decent tune, you'll be fine with this. I'm gonna have to take it apart, clean it up. I ran through a gallon already on this. I did use what did I use? Master Basher 20. Was it Master Basher? I don't know which one was it. The Master Basher from VP. That's what I used to break it in, and I just used a quart, and then I switched over to this one right here, the 20% nitro race fuel. So I'll go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and take it apart, inspect it, make sure it still has a good pinch, make sure there's no internal damage. I usually try to clean out the fuel tank too. As you can see, it's dirty, so I'll probably just run it through with some water and then just use a air compressor, clean it out. I have some simple green foam. I like to use that, and I have the spray too, the concentrate, so I'll just spray it. Of course, remove some of this electronics in the motor, just get rid of all this stuff, disassemble it, and then spray it down, take off the wheels. Oh, what I noticed too is when I first started this car too, the nuts on here were pretty loose, so I kind of stripped out the inside of the hex to the wheel. Yeah, I should have double checked everything. Even these screws right here to the mount were loose from the box, from the factory. So I would highly suggest go ahead, adding blue Loctite, checking every screw, and just make sure it's good, because you don't want any of these parts flying off when you're on the track or bashing. It's just going to ruin your day. But overall, I would give this maybe an 8 out of 10 for out of the box having fun. Maybe not some crazy serious bashing that these other guys do, but for racing, it works perfectly fine, man. I mean, yeah, highly suggest just getting some good servos, or just updating your servos on this platform. I wouldn't suggest racing on the stock ones. They're just too slow. But yeah, overall looks good, runs good. I'm having fun, so we'll see you in the next one.